All right, on these, we're going to graph these polynomials, just do rough graphs, because we're not going to have a graphing calculator. So I'd start by finding the x-intercepts and the leading coefficient. So if we set this equal to 0, we can figure out what the x-intercepts are. The zero product property tells us that one x-intercept is 0. So 0, 0. If we set this equal to 0, 2x plus 3 equals 0, we get 2x equals negative 3, x equals negative 3 over 2. This is negative 3 halves, 0. That's another x-intercept. And we can do the same thing here to figure out that there's an x-intercept at 5 over 2, 0. So we've got these three x-intercepts. We also know the degree of this polynomial is x times 2x would be 4x cubed. So the degree is 3. So degree 3. And the other thing we need to know about is the leading coefficient. I don't know how to spell coefficient. Leading coefficient is positive in this case. X times 2x is going to be 4x cubed. So that 4 is the leading coefficient. And what's important is it's positive. Why is that important? It tells us our graph is going to end up. So let's start graphing it. We know it ends up. So let me draw an up arrow. And it has an x-intercept at 5 halves, which is 2.5, at negative 3 halves, which is negative 1.5, and at 0, 0. All right, so it ends up, then it crosses here, and crosses there. All right, there's a rough sketch of that one. Now let's do this one over here. Here's what we know. There's an x-intercept at 2, and this is going to be another x-intercept, but notice that square right there. That means this is a double root. It's going to be a bounce intercept. So let's set that equal to 0 and figure out where that intercept is. 0 equals 11 minus 2x. I'm going to move the 2x over and divide both sides by 2. So x equals 11 halves, which is 5.5. So we've got a bounce at we have a bounce x-intercept here and a regular x-intercept there. The degree of this polynomial is 3, just like over here, because we have a squared term times a linear term, so it's a cubed, degree 3. What's the leading coefficient going to be? Well, we have a negative 2x squared, but once you square this is going to be a 4x squared times this. Looks like we have a positive leading coefficient again. So we know the graph ends up. So the graph ends up. It bounces at 11 halves, which is 5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 is right here. So we need a bounce there and then another cross at 2. So let's see. Bounce, cross. Oh, you can figure out what the y-intercept is too if you want. Looks like it's something pretty extreme down there. All right.